You can go, but be back soon. What was that from? Do you know,
No,
Alfred?
I don't.
Oliver. Movie Oliver. You can go, but Fagin sings it to the urchins. You can go, but be back soon.
Save it for the
Then they go out
podcast.
and, I thought we were recording. Ah.
Disgusting is what I call them.
Volume.
This is volume 47
It's 46, moron. Oy.
of The Talking Dicks.
Aye.
The Talking Dicks, we're a spin-off podcast from the popular web series, The Two Dicks.
That's
That was a Nixon. Was that a Nixon?
I am not a crook.
Okay. You're a dick. You're not a crook.
You ever see that? Clip? I think Norm Macdonald used to do a joke about it, where Nixon was on with David Frost. You know, that interview, that famous interview, and then Frost, he brings up the break-in at the Watergate, and he goes, there was sound equipment and wigs. And Nixon's like, there was sound recordings and wigs. Wigs. The hell were their wigs? What was going on there at the Watergate? All right. What are you doing, sir? Your attention is drifting.
Well, I'm listening to you. There were wigs. What was going on there, sir?
There were wigs.
Yes.
Why would the President of the United States know about wigs? Seems odd.
Seems odd. I
There
was
were
doing some
wigs.
technical stuff, but I was listening to you at the same time.
Ay vey. All right.
My wife
All right.
just backed out. The vehicle passed
I
the
know.
security cameras, and it set it off there, and they were supposed to be muted. So it actually went
Oh.
off.
Where is she off to today? What's happening?
She's doing a little business. She's got a little business.
Little biz?
Biz.
Little Sunday biz? Little Monday morning biz? What day is it? I don't know. Little Monday morning AM
Yeah,
business?
little biz.
Early
Little
Monday
biz.
morning?
We had a great time
Ah.
last night. We had a great time. We started off the evening. It was 109 degrees in our driveway, so we made some margaritas and went to the back of the house, and we had a good time. And then we came indoors, and we had a nice dinner. More cocktails.
What was dinner? What'd you go with for dinner? What do you have?
I don't even remember. What did we had? We had it was easy. It was like a French chicken on top of a mashed potato.
A French
Yeah,
chicken?
it was like a French recipe on top of mashed potato.
I don't know. What, so it's a chicken.
So it's a chicken,
You
but
had
it was a French style.
had a
It was a
chicken.
French style. It had the white wine.
I don't know what that means.
It had okay.
What was done to the
It had some
chicken to make
seasonings
it-
that were French. It was butter, wine,
Butter.
and wine. That's all you need for French.
I didn't know that. I didn't know butter was French. I didn't know that. I'm not trying to joke around. I didn't know that adding butter was French.
I'm trying to remember the name, the French name, but I would probably sound too uppity.
Le chicken. Le chicken. I put the butter. I put the butter on the chicken, and it is a French.
See, when
Yeah,
I cook
margaritas.
chicken in butter, he puts butter on chickens and bark, 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 bark.
I don't think of drinking margaritas and then eating French chicken. That seems that might mess up my my insides.
I
a bit.
understand.
A couple margaritas and a French bird.
Well, we had wine with our dinner, but we started the evening off. We actually had the margaritas. We came in, we watched 1980s videos, we danced because we were buzzed.
Yeah.
I got a little action, okay? I got a little action.
Little action.
And then we had dinner and wine down.
French. You had some French chicken,
Yes.
and then that's an old euphemism, right, from back in the day. Little French
I couldn't
chicken.
think of the dish. I
Right.
couldn't think of the name.
Okay.
I'm tired. We had a long night. It's 109 again
Long night.
outside,
Yes,
going
sir.
to 113 degrees.
That's your global warming right there, sir.
That's
your global warming.
We've been in Los Angeles for 9 years, and that is our hottest day that I've ever experienced in 8 years.
Yeah, see, I'm in the old Florida here, where the temperature will get about 99. Stop about there, but the humidity, yeah. Exactly.
I'm quite familiar. We shot a few episodes of The Two Dicks in Tampa in his garage.
Yeah, in the garage. You're not eating French chicken afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking for a French
non-air
chicken.
conditioned garage. And then he said, "I'm going to take care of it," because we were just drenched, and our hair was frizzed. He said,
"We've heard this story ad nauseum. Ad nauseum, sir." I'm certain you've told this story about 3 times in 46 volumes.
Let me tell you something about the 47th volume.
It's 46!
It takes me about 40 to 45 minutes to set this up because I'm doing this in my actual living room. I'm not doing it in a separate space. And then it takes me about 15, 20 minutes to take it down. So it's about an hour per podcast day. We do this twice a week. That's 2 hours. This is our 47th.
No, it's not.
Plus, we did an additional 4 interviews that are on Patreon, our Patreon page. Do that. Do that math. That's 100 hours.
That's 100 hours.
That's 100 hours of setting this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the studio look. I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm going to move this upstairs to the editing area where I do my editing. And I'm going to have a full-time stationary camera, lights, everything. So I just walk in and hit the switch. It's all set up.
Yeah.
100 hours.
That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of French chickens you could have been cooking.
And about 300 in editing. That's 400 hours.
400 hours for these fucking ungrateful people these losers and suckers. How dare they? If this episode, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm laying down the gauntlet. If this volume, number 47, is that what we're saying? If this number 47 does not have 50 likes by Friday, comes out Monday, by Friday, with wigs. There were wigs.
I'm listening to you. I'm
likes,
adjusting something.
There will be no more Talking Dicks. 50 likes on this volume by Friday, or there will be no more Talking Dicks. I think that's the gauntlet I have to lay down.
Now I got to send out private messages and emails and texts. Please like it. He's going to shut us down.
50 likes is we have couple thousand people watching each one of these. Here's an example. I told you I want to tell the viewer here. Friend of mine, haven't spoken to in, I don't know, maybe over a year. Over a year after Trump talked about the military the way he did, my friend texted me saying, I think Detective Ramos should comment about Trump. Now, here's a guy, I had no idea he even watched any of these. I had no idea he even knew what I was doing. Obviously, he's not only watching these, he knows the Romas jargon. Has he ever hit like? Has he ever hit a comment? Of course not.
And it's easy.
So I wrote to him, I said, hey, can you hit like next time? Can you hit? And he goes, Roger that. What the hell? You watched over a year of things, videos, and episodes, and never once hit a like.
And how do we keep track of the people that don't hit like after watching it? How? Because we get like 2 to 10 likes, 2 to 10 likes, and then we have hundreds or thousands of views. And then when we speak to people, oh, I saw this episode you guys did a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, what?
They've all seen them. It's amazing.
And we have over 850 followers on our Facebook page, and
and they all have recording devices and wigs. Hey, you know what time it is?
Oh! Questions.
That's right, Sammy. I got a new envelope. It's exciting. And this is from This is a question. Here's a guy participating in the show. Look at this guy, Brian Freites.
Oh, Brian.
Participating.
Brian steps up.
That's all we
you
ask.
ask the guy.
You
ask him to step.
He hits a like. He hits a comment.
I love his comments.
Oh, yeah.
I love his comments. They're very informative. They're very funny.
Yeah, he knows his. He knows his
shit.
film, his TV. And this was a question he put down. I wrote, hey, why not ask a question in the comments? And of course, nobody did until Brian Freites. I hope I'm saying that name correctly.
That is correct.
Brian
Freites.
What in your opinion is the greatest, the best combination of overall show premise, casting, performance, writing, sitcom in TV history? TV history.
Woo! That's super difficult. Off the top of my head, All in the Family pops into my brain just because of the casting, the period, the mid-70s, early to mid-70s. I guess the Nixon thing.
I think it was around 75.
The Vietnam War, we were getting prisoners were coming back. And
speaking of Nixon, exactly, yeah.
So
recordings.
I mean, that was groundbreaking. It was actually great characters, great actors, writing, but still, but formulaic. I mean, look at how successful Friends was. Now, not my cup of tea, but I certainly saw a bunch of episodes.
Sir,
and
you're not comparing.
No, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying, look how monster successful that was. Yeah, but I don't understand. It kept going. I guess the chemistry between the people. I don't know.
I'm going with you on the All in the Family. I would also put MASH in there.
See?
I got to put MASH in there. That cast. And then how one guy could leave and they just replaced him seamlessly with a different character but equally as good. I mean, when Frank Burns left MASH, I thought, well, that's it. It's over. And then they bring in Charles Emerson Winchester III.
Great.
And he's fantastic. And, McLean Stevenson decides to leave with the dumbest move ever in the history
for his career.
TV.
He was great. And I thought it was going to be doomed after that. But Harry Morgan from Dragnet.
Colonel Potter, who's, brilliant.
Radar. Colonel Potter.
Oh, that was...
Colonel Potter. Sorry. Gary Berghoff. Is Gary Berghoff the only guy from the movie that did the sitcom? Who played Radar?
I believe that's. I think that's
because
it.
Loretta Swit. She was only in the sitcom. She wasn't in the movie, right?
Right.
That was that other actress.
Yeah, she's kind of nutty, kind of wacky.
Yeah. I believe she was the only one that migrated because it was Elliot Gould. Elliot Gould played Hawkeye? No.
He played Trapper and Donald Sutherland played Hawkeye.
Right.
They kind of, the movie's quite different if you watch it. The TV show, they changed a lot to make it. But, and the other cool thing about All in the Family was people loved Archie Bunker, and then the actor, Carroll O'Connor, was a huge liberal who lived in Europe most of the time and was nothing like Archie Bunker. I mean, you know what I mean? So that was that casting and how he just nailed it. I mean, when he died, newscasters were saying Archie Bunker died. Yeah. He was so locked into that character. They were not saying Carroll O'Connor dead tonight. They were going, Archie Bunker dead tonight. You go, well, it's Carroll O'Connor, but yeah, we get it. All right.
Well, let me just add to that by saying that Carroll O'Connor. How many seasons was All in the Family on?
Too many.
Yeah, because it was Archie's place after that with Ann Muir came in. But he did the Heat of the Night, the television version of Heat of the Night, which was a movie with Sidney Poitier. Yeah. But he brought that. Wasn't that on for like 10 seasons as well?
Yeah, that was all right. But I think, to me, the end of All in the Family was when the Stivicks, when Mike and Gloria bought the Jeffersons' house. It was over. It was over. When the Jeffersons moved, it was over.
They had the spinoff series, the Jeffersons.
When they moved up, well, they had to move on up. But when they did, that was the end of the show.
Helmsley Sherman?
The Jeffersons. Or Sherman Hemsley.
Sherman Hensley? All right, I'm dyslexic today because I had margaritas last night.
Yeah, and French chicken. It sounds delicious. I got to be honest. Margaritas and French chicken. Ooh.
Hey,
Mary,
we're getting long here, so let's go.
Okay, well, no, we got the B part of the question. What acclaimed sitcom have you never been able to understand the appeal of? The appeal, acclaimed sitcom. You gonna go Friends?
Well, I do understand the appeal of it. It didn't appeal to me, but I understand why it works. So I guess that's convoluted in my response. But you take.
I would
you
say
take it
I go. Well, I don't know if it's even that acclaimed, but that I'll tell you that Golden Girls. I never got it. I didn't understand what the hell they were doing. Old biddies sitting on a lanai drinking, and what are they supposed to be? One's horny, they're just. The whole thing was disgusting to me. I felt disgusted seeing them. I couldn't stand it. And I know one of them wasn't that old. She was in some makeup. And then the rest of them are horny old ladies drinking white wine on a lanai.
And now those are all reality television shows on Bravo.
I just don't. I never got it.
My parents watched it.
Who was it for? Was it for your parents?
My stepmother would watch it, and she would be giggling in the other room.
I think my mother liked it.
I would come in and sit down for a few minutes, and
Ugh.
And Estelle, what's her name?
Yeah, she was the younger one.
She had all the makeup on, but she had the one-liners. That was her character. She'd come in. No.
I hate the premise of the old horny woman. That to me is so played out and so unfunny. You know, whether it's in a movie, Grandma is drinking at the wedding and she's saying inappropriate.
And she's grabbing the boys on the dance floor.
Horrible. So I go with Golden Girls on that one. You go with what? Friends?
Well, my response was I understand why it appealed, but I couldn't relate to Golden Girls at all.
Not at all.
Thank you, Brian, for your question. And
see, that's how it's done, folks. That's how you do it. Boom.
And then we're out, right? Are we out? Do you have anything to plug?
No, I want 50 likes by Friday, or I'm pulling the plug on this. I'm pulling the plug, baby. I'm out of here. I'll take the gun.
Oh my God.
Subscribe.
Mary.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money.